In this episode, Skeeter and Doug are playing baseball. Skeeter is throwing some balls to Doug to hit, and he's gonna throw one right here. He strikes out in Doug fashion, and so Skeeter liked what he tried to do there, but he said, "Let's try another one. Let me throw you a slider, bro. Let's see if you can hit this one." So Doug, he's up to the challenge. He cracks the ball in the air, and he lands in Mr. Dinks' yard. He smashes his replica grill of his face, and his grill. I don't know how a baseball does that to a grill like that, but it's in pieces. It's in shambles right now. I don't know who wants a grill that is shaped like your face. I don't know who wants that. But as we've seen from Mr. Dink, he has a lot of unnecessary things at his disposal. So Doug and Skeeter are terrified about what has happened, and Skeeter made fun of Mr. Dink, but he's worried. He's terrified. Mr. Dink goes to his grill and is crying. He is very, very sad about this. He wants to know who did this. How could this have happened? Like, who could have been mean enough to destroy a grill with my face? I could understand Mr. Dink being upset about this. This is custom made. He probably paid a great deal of money to have this crafted like this. So I can understand his sorrow for this. Doug sees and hears Mr. Dink really taking the destruction of his grill hard, and Doug feels horrible about this. He feels horrible, and he thought about, maybe if I just come clean, maybe it'll be all right. But he pictures him telling Mr. Dink what happened, and pictures Mr. Dink going crazy on him, like turning green, turning into this wolf man on Doug, enraged about what happened to his grill. Doug feels so bad. He tells Skeeter, "Man, we gotta do something, man. We gotta get the money to make up for this. We gotta find a way to make some money so that we can have Mr. Dink's grill replaced." And Skeeter is down. Skeeter is down for whatever. So now Doug is thinking, yeah, maybe we can earn it. Maybe we can start a business, like a car wash business. And maybe it'll be the best car wash business in the city. And maybe we can make the news and become famous because we started this car washing business. So he's envisioning how the lines is all the way out the parking lot. And not only are they washing cars, they're washing whole cruise boats and airplanes. Like, all kind of vehicles can get washed by this company. As Doug and Skeeter are preparing to start up their car wash business, they bypass Mr. Dink and his wife, just checking in on them, seeing what's going on. And the wife, is trying to keep Mr. Dink's mind occupied with doing something physical, like bike riding, so that he can forget the destruction of his grill. But every time he talks about it, he gets sad. But she continues to go ahead and allow him to continue to ride the bike. Doug gets the suds going and ready for business, but it's been a rough day. They haven't had a customer all day, so and Dale comes to ruin the fun. By the way, Dale acts just like a toddler. He just does and he pays you in bottle caps. So Doug and Skeeter are bummed about the results of the car wash business and decides to kind of scrap that or table that for now. And as they're talking, they get another idea as a leaf falls down from the tree to maybe try and go ahead and do something a little different. Maybe let's try to rake some leaves. Since the leaves are falling, let's go ahead and rake the leaves. So Doug gets another vision of how much money they will make from raking the leaves, that they will be able to swim in the money. So they get done raking all the leaves for Skeeter's dad, and Skeeter about to go ahead and pay them, and it'll be their first payday for their business. You know what Dale does? Dale goes and jumps into the pile of leaves and destroys the pile. But for some reason, Mr. Valentine still takes away their money for what Dale did. Why did he do that? How do you take away all the hours we put in to rake these leaves for what your son did? We cops did them so dirty on this. Mr. Dink is in the middle of a speech, and in the middle of his speech, he starts to just crash out and break down over the loss of his grill again. And Tippy realizes this and just speeds off to get his mind off of what happened. Doug becomes even more inspired to find another way to earn money to replace the grill they broke. So as they walking by their dog walker, they pass Mr. Dink, and Skeeter is making balloon animals for the kids. So they're trying to just combine their resources to pay for this grill. Unfortunately, Skeeter sucks at making balloon animals. After all the hard work they put in, they made a whopping $11.57. You mean to tell me after all the hard work you guys put in that you got $11 and some change? Even Porkchop is sick about this. He put in work too. Doug expresses that even with all the expenses, they spent $21 to put this work in only to get back 11, so they're actually in the negative. After the results of the business ventures, they decide the best thing to do is to tell Mr. Dink, and Roger comes in at the right time to sway Doug from telling Mr. Dink the truth. He's saying,
tells Doug, hey, what Mr. Dink don't know won't hurt him, so keep your mouth shut, Doug.
Is still contemplating on whether or not to tell Mr. Dink the truth about what happened to his grill, but he considers the consequences if he told Mr. Dink, which would be getting very, very angry, which he imagines him turning into a wolf again. But regardless of how he feels, he decides to tell Mr. Dink anyway and rings his doorbell to let him know. Doug finally confesses that I broke your
grill. I did it. I'm the culprit. I'm the criminal who destroyed your grill. I am very sorry, Mr. Dink. It was an accident.
Explains that this was an accident due to us practicing baseball. And Doug really shows his sincerity and his apologetic about what happened. Mr. Dink connects all the pieces together and realizes, oh, this is why you guys have been doing all this work all day. Even though they came up very short of the goal to help Mr. Dink buy another grill, Mr. Dink was definitely overwhelmed with joy that they put all this work and effort to help repay him for the grill they broke. Mr. Dink has just the right idea of how Doug and Skeeter can pay Mr. Dink back for breaking his grill. Doug volunteers to help at Mr. Dink's cookout party. It looks pretty nice right now. You got the vibes, you got the music, you got the Doug serving up the hamburgers, making sure everybody is well fed. Everyone seems to be having a great time. Roger see Doug doing his thing on the grill and want to do what he doing, so he's trying to flip burgers like him, but he can't do it and does this. Now he mad because he don't got the juice like Doug. Now he getting laughed at. He said,
take a seat, Roger. Let me handle this. Let me stir up the burgers.
He looking real goofy right now. And then he get to serve Patty a burger. Doug asks Patty, how do you like your burger?
How do you like your burger?
Rare.
I don't know who eats their burgers rare, but that's the first red flag I've seen from Patty since I've been doing this Doug series. Everybody's having a good time, enjoying the vibe. Certified vibe out here. And Doug is reflecting on the day he had and what he had to do, and realized that this was all unnecessary. I did not have to work all these jobs. All I had to do was be accountable. And once I took accountability, we were able to work toward a solution. And then you find Mr. Dink busted Doug's window playing golf. So now they're even.